Let's have Magni. I don't see why I shouldn't have Magni, right? What? What? I wasn't playing Reno, man. I wasn't playing Reno. Okay. This was weird. Hello beautiful people, welcome to episode 5 of Grinding the Ladder. Today's episode showcases Greedy Dragons, my take on Dragonpriest. I've been working in this deck for a year or something like that. It always pops back into my decks, and I always add or try something different. It is basically a Dragonpriest deck, so with a pretty strong mid-range gameplay, but that evolves in the end to a more value-oriented, like control kind of endgame. So watch the game. After it, I will return and talk a little bit about the deck, how it's built, how it plays, and all of that good stuff. Okay, alright, watch the game. I'll see you in a minute.
Anduin versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
The light shall bring victory.
Alrighty then. What do we have here? I want something else. That's good. That's a good starting point, at least. What are you betting on? Probably pirate, right? It's not the kind of cards that I want to see now. Okay, oh man, 2 late game cards.
Mocking me?
Let the pain
Okay.
speak to me.
You wish to live forever.
Obviously now I'm pointing more towards a control variant. So for the most part I don't want to overextend, and I definitely want to use Medivh whenever possible. But I will want to put some damage.
You think this is funny? Your soul.
Okay. It's gonna be a game of patience, and I will need to outvalue him in the late game. And I don't even know what is his plan for the late game. But whatever that plan is.
I have an axe to grind.
Okay. It would be lovely to have... Actually, I have an idea.
You think this is funny?
Okay. And now...
Oh, a shadow.
this.
Your soul.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good so far. Well, I'm assuming that he's not going to... I'm assuming that he's not going to use... that he's going to attack with that minion. Otherwise I have the Potion of Madness. But I want to hold the Potion of Madness for other things. Like the Acolyte of Pain. I want to prevent a little bit of draw from him as much as possible. I mean, I honestly don't know what his game plan is. If he is going infinite with Dead Man's Hand, I'm probably not going to have a plan to outvalue him, but we'll wait a bit and see.
I must choose. I wonder.
Armor made to fit.
Okay. That's perfect. So
Strike.
okay.
You think this is
I could have got a little bit more armor from that. Put 8 more damage into him. Getting a little bit too overextended. Although this guy doesn't matter anymore. So
I wonder.
I would have preferred to have 2 Entombs now than the 2 mind controls, because I just want to mind control in the end of the game. I do want to draw Medivh at some point. Medivh can be really, really important in this matchup. Yeah, here comes the brawl. Okay, the bigger guy survived. I'm going to draw, which is relevant here. Very rarely relevant here. Oh, an Entomb. This is perfect. He will want to get rid of the Northshire Cleric. If he has a weapon, he's going to get rid of her. Okay. Let's see what I have here. The second Entomb. Well, it looks like a good one.
Right away.
Let's see if he plays something else that I will want to Entomb. I'm really starting to need Medivh. Maybe I should have attacked first, healed, and then Entombed,
What now?
because I did float 2 mana. And that extra... Oh man, this is 100% an Entomb here. Okay, I have Medivh now. So that's another good Entomb.
Right away.
Let's put another one. So next turn I will play Medivh. I'm really hoping that he doesn't run any weapon destruction. Otherwise I'm going to lose a lot of value. I'm going to lose about 20 mana worth of value if he destroys my weapon. Okay, he's fishing for something. Did he get it? No, he didn't. He's going to play something, right?
Nice little raptors.
Okay. This is pretty good play.
a game. So kind of you to join me.
And I draw. I'm in pretty good shape now. I'm in a pretty good shape. I wonder if he has another brawl.
I wonder.
I would like him to push for another brawl first. Okay. That's perfect. That's perfect. No. Anti-magic shell is gonna be good. He has played absolutely no duplicates until now. And I'm starting to get a little bit out of ammo. I might even play this just to be able to get those 20 yen. Well, if I'm able to get those 20 yen, I'll probably win the game. But we'll see. We will see. I mean, I can even play the Duskbreaker and go for the 20 damage. I mean, I have ways of solving this if he kills none of these two. No, I don't. No, I still have. What is he looking for? Okay, that was good. So, I've seen 2 shield blocks and 2 acolytes of pain, which means that my dear... Oh man.
I must consider.
I'll just play this. Okay. I still have the Netherspite Historians. Those are like the things that I can use. I don't want to use the anti-magic shell unless I'm going for... Okay. 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 He needs to do something more, right? Alright. He has 17.
I must choose.
17. Okay, that was the second shield slam. He's still drawing. He's looking for... I don't know if he's looking for his win condition or...
Meddlesome insects.
Okay. I'm going to need something pretty big, probably from the Netherspite Historian. He knows that I'm not going to commit to any big spell. That's quite alright. Okay. Okay. I need something. That's a way to get something. Oh man. Is this what he's looking for?
Are you mocking
No, right
me?
now I'm just playing to protect that guy. To protect this guy. If I am able to put sufficient damage and to clear his board, I need to clear his board, deal 6 damage. Nah, that's not gonna happen and play Ragnaros. It's not enough. I don't have enough mana for all of that. But it was a good idea. I'm expecting a second roll somewhere. And yes, 5, 11 cards. Oh man, I have way more resources than he has. So, okay. I can win the game if he plays nothing. If he plays nothing, I can win the game.
I must choose.
He doesn't know that I stole Ragnaros, right? Yeah. It's okay. Okay. Alright. I'm going for it. Let's see if he can. He will probably be able to deal with it. If he cannot deal with it, he's probably just going to concede. This was a really cool game so far. Does he have? He has one more execute at least. Not at least. I expect him to have one more execute.
I wonder.
I have ways of dealing with stuff that he puts on board, depending on how wide he spreads to avoid that. Damage.
I wonder.
You may want to spread wide.
I can take the hit.
Okay. He gets 5. What's he gonna do? Okay. Execute. Okay. You have died, my friend. Gain +2/+2, right? Well played, man. Yeah. Okay. This delivered. Pretty cool game. Really liked it. I'm a little bit tired of it, actually. I'm a little bit tired. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the game. A little bit more about the deck. If you recall, during Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, 2 cards were introduced, Drakonid Operative and Dragonfire Potion. That created the standard version during Mean Streets of Gadgetzan of the Dragonpriest. That was the first list that I played. At the time it had Ysera also, but over time the list became less greedy with Ysera and became a lot more focused in the mid-range gameplay, especially because it could put up a fight to the Reno decks and also to Pirate Warrior and Agro Shaman that were very prevalent at the time. As time moved forward, Dragonpriest didn't got new tools. Then with Knights of the Frozen Throne, it got Cobalt Scalebane. At that point in time, I was already playing in Wild, and my list was already the Greedy Dragon. So, and by greedy, I mean this value shell with Medivh, Mind Control, and Entomb. These 5 cards are basically what give the name Greedy to the Greedy Dragons. So, with the Kobolds and Catacombs, 2 new cards appeared. And those 2 new cards are Duskbreaker and Twilight Acolyte. As you probably noticed, Duskbreaker is mostly a tool, a very useful tool, especially in Wild where we are currently facing things like Aggro Paladin. And the Acolyte is absolutely wonderful. I have done so many things with Acolyte. It allows really good plays where by getting the attack of another minion, you have a much stronger board. One card that I dropped was Cobalt Scalebane. I was only running 1 off. And the truth is that the card never really worked for me in this list. I think it's a lot more of a tempo kind of card, where this deck is a lot more about board pressure in the mid range and then going to the value game in the end. The way that I got to to this deck list with these two cards was by removing Blackwing Corruptor and Blackwing Technician. I shared the list in a Facebook group, a wild-only Facebook group, and a user called Stefan removed Faerie Dragons, which is one of the cards that I have a lot of doubts about. It's a card that I don't like to have in the list, but I never really considered any other thing that I could put there. And he also reintroduced Light Bomb, which I had at some point in time, and Shadow Reaper Endwin. Just some ideas for you to think about building your Dragon Priest and see where it takes us. But the whole idea, and it was very well expressed in the video, was that you can withhold early game damage if you are facing aggro, but as you noticed in the video, it is really well built to just keep building pressure on board until the time where you get to that late game value. And that late game value is consistently removing big stuff from your opponent's board while building twice that stuff because of Medivh on your own board, and it just becomes overwhelming, powerful, and there's so much value that if they cannot handle it, they are going to lose the game. I climbed really well with this deck. I went from 17 really quickly up to close to 15, and then later on I played it again in 15. The deck's win rate is about 60% over this climb, which is okay, but if you recall my aggro paladin deck, I had a much higher win rate, which leads me to think that unless you are able to calculate several turns ahead, it's a difficult deck to pilot. It's very easy in the mid game. Basically, you're just building boards and trying to get the most out of your cards, but you need to plan when are you going to use those Entombs, when are you going to use the mind control, especially against decks like Reno Priest and also the control / cube Warlock. You need to pay a lot of attention about when are you going to use these cards to your benefit and basically to disrupt their own game plan. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to do this small climb with the deck. It's a deck that I like a lot and that I do believe that it's able to do a lot of stuff in the ladder. Okay, see you next time. Thank you and bye-bye.